Hello. I'm gonna put the language I'm writing in the description, as that's a very good idea. So I'm supposed to be able to have a configuration here for this. I mean, select environment. There's nothing like that. Fix, configure or fix launch.json. I don't get to select an environment. It's not Node. What was the thing I had? Elixir LS. Hi, Key. I don't really want to play Resident Evil 4. The problem. Would you prefer I'm bored? Why do you like me being bored? Hi, Lord Humpton. This thing doesn't really give me much of a... Like, I don't know, do I just guess this? The debugger? Why not make it, why not code Resident Evil 4, make a mod for it? I don't know, that's beyond my expertise. Ooh, debugger for Chrome. Alright, that's actually pretty fucking cool, actually. Is there a Firefox one? Oh yeah, there is. Holy shit. Launch localhost, request launch. Can I just attach to it? I guess I have to actually launch Firefox. Still, it's pretty cool. Let's see if I can get my debugger going. Type node. By the way, your voice woke me up, so I kicked my cat. My apologies to your cat. To launch extension from VS Code, run the launch extension launch config. This is contributing. The hell? This guy gives like no instructions on what to put into. Add a default Phoenix debugging. Go, thanks. Or wait, no, he has one here. Mix Phoenix request launch. Type mix task. I guess that doesn't matter. Task Phoenix server. Alright, well, let's see. He's sleeping, so it's okay. Yeah. But if you guys have any questions related to this stuff, I'm more than happy to answer some of them. Unless they're Resident Evil 4 related. In which case, no. Initialization failed. No function clause matching Elixir LS debugger server initialize. What the hell? Am I supposed to install something? Debugger support. Visit its page for more information. Yeah, that doesn't tell me much. Is it like auto-complete it maybe? No, it only has one node. Oh, here we go. Oh, there you are. The fuck? Oh, here we go. Mixed task. Task. Phoenix server? Okay. Alright, here we go. Cannot start application video, return an error. Failed to start child. Well, that's a improvement. Oh, address in use. Well, I know why. It's right over here. Oh, dude, it's working now. Neat. Guys, we got our application running here. I'm here to watch the magic of programming happen. I don't understand, so it must be magic or sorcery. Hello, Philippi too. And I had one of the Twitch staff in here telling me about React and stuff, which is actually pretty cool. Or sorry, no, it was well, it was a little bit about React and some other stuff too. So I learned a couple things from that guy. I haven't gone as far into this stuff because I haven't had time, and this is me spending my time to actually do it. So let's actually test this out. So if I go into application, or no, what do I have example? Oh, this is the example thing I made. Oh, example language, I see. So let's go into our page controller. Let's add a breakpoint right here. So let's see what happens when I go localhost 3000. Or what's it listening on? 4000. Whoopsies. No way, we have breakpoint support here. Dude, I coded with this thing without breakpoints. Dude, the future is now. What the hell? Yeah, so in case you don't know what that means, like I'm gonna refresh the page. It stops the application here, and so I can like hover on things. I can see what things are, except I can't hover on anything. But like it tells me, well, it actually tells me here what the variables are as of this line. So I see the connection, like localhost, the connecting IP address, the scheme it's using, the secret key base. All the response headers as a part of this, and params is this stuff. So if I go like, so what's this one do? Step into. Oh, I see. It lets you just kind of keep going into it. Step over. Okay. I haven't used these tools a whole lot. Did I fuck up the? So this is the one thing I don't like about this stuff. No match on right side of. Because it sometimes crashes the debugger when you wait too long. So if you add like a bunch of stuff here, it still renders from here. And if you look at the path, it's GGG from here. So it's pretty cool, actually. So you can actually, what you can do is you can set a breakpoint here. Oh, apparently you can't do that. Interesting. So I was going to say, on Node at least, I could have it so on unhandled exceptions I could throw errors, but apparently this is not something you can do on Elixir's React OS. It's not really an OS here. It's more like I don't know, it's hard to describe it, but it's like it's actually kind of cool how this stuff works. Very impossible. By the way, I don't have the voice stuff on because I'm on Linux and I don't know how to put it on here. But hello, my views. Thank you very much. I forget which one tier 1 is as well, but thanks a lot. Hi, Soulshot. How's it going today? It's going pretty good. So one of the cool things about this this setup with how we have everything as a single page application, like how it loads all this stuff. So I was thinking about it the other day, or well, I'm not gonna say the other day because I was literally made it last night. I was thinking today about it. And it's actually pretty cool because what we can have actually is we can have our video site. We can have an uploader, and then we can have it so that when your tier 1 is $5. All right, well, thank you though. I just forget if tier 1 is like the whatever one it is. I'm not. It shows you how much I know, but thanks a lot. So we can have our application. So like you can have an interface. So like when you upload a video, it'll actually like go to like the bottom, and you can continue browsing the site while the video is uploading, and it won't be interrupted, which is something that you can't really do on. Well, you can do on some video sites, but like it's a neat little feature. And so you can basically upload it from anywhere. So you could be on like watching another video and go just upload it kind of thing. So that'd be kind of cool. So anyways, just one of those things. How do I move this somewhere? Why does it want to be here? I don't really understand. I'll just put that there. All right, so today what we're going to be doing is we're going to try and make ourselves a user object. And we're going to try and load it onto the page with the React's context library, which will let me kind of access our logged in user from anywhere, which is extremely important. It's basically the base of the site, because a lot of these sites are based upon that kind of stuff. Mike, do you ever use Upwork? What is Upwork? A global freelancing platform. Well, I don't do freelancing. The last time I did freelancing, I did on like scriptlance.com, and I found that it was basically all the work went to the lowest bidder kind of thing. Like you'd be competing with people from like third world countries where like the US dollar was really high, so they would take all the work kind of thing. So it wasn't that great for me. I'll see. Well, let me look at the site a bit actually. So I decided not to do freelancing because I don't know, I didn't really enjoy it that much. I didn't like this low bid stuff. Let's do game development. How long do I expect it to last? We're gonna make Half-Life 3 some more than 6 months. I want them to work forever. I want an expert. I have to sign up. Fuck that. Why does it make me do that and then I have to sign up? Well, I can't really see what kind of work that I have to do. Oh man, Lindsay P could do my senior UX UI designer. $75 an hour. So look at this guy, $35 an hour. Look at that guy. Poor Tristan. Wait, let's see his description. I'm a professional web developer and designer. I have extensive knowledge of building blazing fast, beautiful, and functional websites. Huh. We all want to be like Tristan, let's be honest. I never used it, my professors talk about it. I mean, by all means. I come from like 15 years ago was the last time I tried to do that. And I just, I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't do freelancing. I didn't like it that much. Because chances are when people are looking remote, they don't mind what country that people come from. And so, cost of living in Canada is a little bit higher in a lot of other countries. So it's actually pretty, the cost of living is actually pretty high in Canada. So I have to work somewhere locally here. So let's go. Okay, so what was the thing? Okay, we're gonna make a user controller. So the first things first. This weird stuff where you go video example language. What on earth is that? And also we may, I don't know if we want to roll our own like security thing, but I doubt we do. I mean, I could just decrypt passwords and stuff like that. Phoenix auth. What's this text? Oh, what the heck is this? Awesome Elixir. Oh, I remember this site. This was pretty good. So this is an excellent thing for this kind of story. I'm like, after you beat YouTube, you'll be swimming cash. What Canadian to US dollars? I mean, it's been nice for me sometimes because I get like YouTube ad money and stuff. So I'm like, it's like you get like $80 and then it's like, oh look, it's actually like 100 for some reason. Back when I actually was making videos. So right now it's nothing. As long as this, because I just put it towards games and stuff. It's like a hobby that kind of paid for itself, which is neat. You have BitTorrent stuff? Yeah, they make a lot of tools for this stuff. It's really neat. Why is authentication not a thing? Oh, authorization. Here we go. Authorize rule-based authorization for advanced authorization rules. Flexible library for Phoenix applications. Canada. Canada. Define use some permissions. Why is Canada the name of what they called it? Authorization library for Elixir applications that restricts what resources the current user has. I don't think we need something this... We don't need anything this elaborate. That's the thing. Because when you think about it, for a video sharing site, what really matters? You have the admins of the site who can delete, edit, and basically do anything they want. And then you have the people who are the creators who can delete, edit, whatever they want that's owned by them. And that's it. So, defcan. Let's say you have a Phoenix application with a post model and you want to authorize current user for accessing post resources. Becoming Canadian. What is your favorite video series? What do you mean by video series? Like what, Netflix or like TV show or YouTube Let's Plays or animes? Overriding default user. Globally, the default key for finding the user to authorize can be set in your configuration as follows. I don't know if we need all of this. For index, do, and create actions, the resource pass to can. I don't know. I don't think we need something. Terminator, database-based authentication, ACL with custom BSL rules. Needing permissions. My Cloud LPs. I like my StarCraft stuff. That was really great. And slightly cooler tactical LPs. I don't know, what did I do on that one? So, tactically. What did I do? Okay, not TF2. How do I shot web? I only have like 7 things here, so I didn't really do anything there. Terminator. Yeah, as I keep saying, I don't think I need such elaborate permissions, but I'm not sure. I have to think about it. But one thing's for sure, there really isn't anything that's really elaborate. It's like rules. So you specify a rule on a... Oh, it's like a macro. Yeah, once again... Invisible item, private item. Once again, it's a little bit, I think, too elaborate. This would probably be the closest thing to something I'd want. Admins can read private items. I don't know why, but your Star Trek series is super nostalgic for me. Like Elite Force kind of thing. I think that was the only Star Trek game I played. That one was really great. Number 2 wasn't that good, but it's still good for memes. With Canned. Oh, that one. Yeah. That was funny for the wrong reasons. The ones that the developers probably didn't really intend it to be funny. But it's, I don't know, it's a low budget game, so I don't think anybody who works on it really cared. It's just how it goes. Alright. Ecto model generation. Let's look at, let's read some Ecto documentation. So can I actually just, I have a terminal here. That's actually really cool. Neat. So I can just run commands in my thing over there. So Ecto models. So Ecto, by the way, in case nobody knows, this is the layer between database and my application. And so Rail, if anyone has ever seen Ruby on Rails, they have their own like ORM kind of a thing, which is really nice for dealing with that kind of stuff. Ecto is like, they kind of put it on top of Phoenix, which is the framework I'm using here. And it's actually really good. I'm a fan. The schema stuff is a bit different, but we'll see. Like, there you go, the schema, which is this stuff here. Here's a user schema that we generated. User change set user. Can't be blank, can't be blank. User change set. Data persistence. Okay, where is model generation? And MySQL sucks. We don't want to use that. Okay, well. Oh, this is not actually, this is Phoenix's documentation. This is not the documentation I thought it would be. New Ecto, new web. Creates a new Ecto project. No, we don't want that. Generate channel, no cert, no. What is context? Generates a context with functions around an Ecto schema. Accounts user. The first argument is the context module followed by the schema module. Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted actually. And its plural name used at the schema table. The context is that Elixir module has an API boundary for the given name. The context often holds many related resources. Therefore, if a context already exists, it will be augmented with functions for the given resource. No idea what that means. A resource may be also split over distinct contexts such as accounts user and payments user. Schema is responsible for mapping database fields to an Elixir construct. We know that. Really have your stealthy approach to Splinter Cell. That was man, the other one they made after that was not so good. Well, okay, no, it was good, but it wasn't funny, so we never did it again. Context module accounts serving as an API boundary. Schema and accounts user, the users table. Migration file for the repository. So I don't understand why they want you to go. So why do they want you to have context modules now? The post. First argument is a schema followed by its plural name. The schema, by the way, guys, is just like a database representation of data kind of thing. It's the best way I can describe it. I'm bad at explaining stuff. So let's look up Phoenix context. Context. There we go. Look at this. So far, we've built pages, wired up controllers. So this is a good article to read here. We learned how Ecto allows data to be validated and persisted. It's time to tie that all together by running web-facing features that interact with their Elixir application. It's Phoenix's job to provide a web interface for Elixir application. Naturally, we compose our applications, modules, and functions. So this is like they changed this design around. They flipped it on its head, and I don't know why. So using context generators are great for beginners and intermediate Elixir programmers alike to get up and running quickly while thoughtfully designing their applications. This guide focuses on those readers. On the other hand, experienced developers may get more mileage from nuanced discussions around application design. For those readers, we include frequently asked questions at the end of the guide, which brings different perspectives and some design decisions made throughout the guide. Beginners can safely skip FAQ sections and return later when they're ready to dig deeper. Okay. So they say context are dedicated modules that expose and group related functionality. Anytime you call Elixir extended library, whether it be logger, stream, map, or you're accessing different contexts internally, logger is made out of multiple modules, but we never interact with those modules directly. We call the logger module. Okay. Because it exposes all the groups along your functionality. Alright. Context will group related functionality such as posts and comments, encapsulating patterns such as data access and data validation. By managing context, we decouple and isolate our systems into independent manageable parts. Okay, but why? You see, this is what I mean. User counts are often wide, reaching across the platform, so it's important to think of up front about writing well-defined interface. With that in mind, our goal is to build an accounts API that handles creating, updating, and deleting user accounts. Exactly. As well as authenticating user credentials. My favorite is this co-op of SS2. Strangely, their complete disregard of the atmosphere helped me play the horror games. How about Doom 3? Wasn't that just as good? We had necromancers and skeletons. We start off with basic features, but as we add authentication later, we'll be starting with a solid foundation to help us grow our application generally. So they give you Gen HTML, Gen JSON, and Gen context generators that apply ideas of isolating functionality. Oh, that's right. I'd use Gen JSON to make an API endpoint, which is actually exactly what I want for my user. These generators are a great way of hitting the ground running while Phoenix nudges you in the right direction to grow your application. Let's put these tools to use for our new user's context. In order to run context generators, we need to come up with a module name. In our Ecto guide, we saw how we can use change sets and repos to validate and persist user schemas. We didn't integrate this with our application at large. Account schema. Context in our system is a natural place for our user functionality to live. So for example, users schema for, so it's like you just do a plural and you can rename it to different time. Before we use generators, we need to undo the changes we made in the Ecto guide. Because I'm just gonna call it like content videos, content comments, things like that. So it's, why do that? Let's reset our database. We also disregard the table we have just removed. Make generated web files as expected. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna make a bunch of JSON endpoints though. That's like the best way of doing this stuff. It's actually really awesome. Okay, public API. In context relationships. Supporting user login credentials. We won't implement a complete login system. Doom 3 is your second favorite co-op. It was good. I like all the Doom games I did too. It was all good. We'll give ourselves a good start to grow such a system from. Any authentication solutions? So this is account context. So accounts, credentials. So this just stores like user ID and email. Why? Guess you just make a separate endpoint for it? Change on delete from nothing to delete all. Well, to generate a foreign key constraint that will delete all credentials for a given user when the user is removed from the database. Yeah, we understand that much. So in this one, they decide to put their, I guess the password and stuff could be in a different table. Yeah, I know the relationship stuff. Hello accounts user credential. What on earth? That's the tuple thing, I think. I forgot what that syntax does. Adding account functions. Authenticate by email password. So they make you inner join you credential. You'd find email by password. I kind of understand what they're going for. It just seems a bit, I don't know. I guess the idea is that like you can grow your application really far. Because what else would you put under accounts? I guess what he did in his example was he made a credential endpoint or something, which is weird. Add a new template in session. I want to go down to the FAQ actually. Because I would just put my password as part of the user model, but that's just me. But I'd like to see, I'd like to know what their thinking is on this stuff. Cross-context data. Dependencies software are avoidable. We do our best to limit them when lessen the maintenance burden when a dependency is necessary. So far, we've done a great job in isolating two main contexts for our application from each other. And I have a necessary dependency to handle. I guess the whole point is to split it up as much as possible. Our CMS context will have a data dependency on the accounts context. With that, we have two options. One is to expose the APIs on the accounts context, which allows us to effectively fetch user data for use in the CMS system, or we can use database joins to fetch the dependent data. I don't know. Adding CMS functions. FAQ, here we go. Returning ecto structures from context APIs. Exploited context API. One of our goals of our context is to encapsulate ecto repo, access what is create user, return ecto change set. Structure when we fail to convey to user. Cross context workflows. Oh goody, multi is when you know all hope is lost. That's like, That's when it like joins a bunch of tables. Repo transaction. Well, they didn't really explain a whole lot of why we do it this way, but you know what? We're just going to go with it. All right, let's start making users.
20 years. So when manufacturers started making this kind of functional power available to people in a smaller box with a much smaller price tag, it actually kickstarted a revolution in making music.
All right. Good, this is not a real terminal. Well, let's go to my actual terminal. Oops, that would be Maxwell shitposting. See, that's what I'm supposed to be able to do. So accounts, user, users, name, string, username. I think... See, that's the thing, is like, it's not that important for me to split this up, because you just have an email and then you have a password. I really need to know what they intend for you to do this. Context and application. Because as far, like, I don't... Two context retailers and addresses to my application, as well as schemas for store and address. Because I don't need to split up the user like that. I just don't. But you know what? You might have some other stuff like you know what? It actually does kind of make sense, because you might have like password recovery as a part of it. So yeah. So let's put email. Just say name, string, unique. Well, I want the email to be unique. I don't know about the name. Because when you think about it, when people have a name on their channel or whatever, it's not going to be unique. And we're going to have password string. And obviously unique, so you can't reuse it now. Is there anything else you want to go with right now? I think that's pretty much the basics of what we want. We can add some more later. So web templates edit. Wait, did I actually do it as... I fucking made HTML site. Second. Let's go to here. Okay, I want to just discard all of this. Okay. Because we're making JSON endpoints. So this does change set view, fallback controller, interactive overwrite. Okay, here we go. So accounts, list all users, get user, create user, update user, delete user, and change user. There's your change set. Okay, and that's pretty much all we want for this. How does our controller work? It just renders everything as a JSON, which is actually pretty much what we want. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna open the seed. We need to have bcrypt. Bcrypt is the king of authentication libraries. Come on in and come on in password pass behaviors. Really? Password hashing specification for Elixir. Oh. So what do I actually want to use is the question. I guess bcrypt. So when we go is we hop into, well, first off we stop our server from running. Then we load up next steps. We add bcrypt elixir to this. There you go. I mean, it's all up to date. Wait, bcrypt is a part of this? What the fuck? Okay, how do I already have that library? What's using it? Next steps tree. Bcrypt is right there, but that's my version of it. Hell if I know. Because as far as I can see, it never attempted to install it, which is pretty scary. No, that's pretty much it. That's my dependencies. Hey, who might argue? I mean, who even knows? I'm just gonna put it in there. It's fine. All right, so we're gonna say video.accounts.user email. So if we go and so this is one of the cool things you can do with Elixir, which is you can tell it on the change set that every time you want it to hash the password, I notice how there's almost next to nothing in auto-completion for this IDE. Add hash, same as come on in. Hash the password and return the map of the password hash. What? Why do you even need this library? Oh, okay, I guess come on in requires... I mean, it's dependent upon it anyways. I don't know why they do this. It's really weird. How did I do bcrypt on my other application? So on my other one, I'm just gonna make a new workspace here. So I had so you'd have like web models, and then I had user. You can tell I only had like 8 models basically. Yeah, there you go. Set password. And what did I do with that? Come on in, bcrypt password. So I did do. I might as well just copy this, because that was actually a good way of doing it. And I guess I didn't bother using it. I guess I came to that same conclusion, which is you don't need a bcrypt library. Come on in and password hash. Or wait. Oh, you are supposed to use bcrypt elixir. Huh. The key map. Hashes of passwords with randomly generated salt. Check pass. Yeah, really, I've forgotten how to do all of this stuff. Do like hash password salt. Now they decided to use underscores. I guess the library was a bit inconsistent, wasn't it? Because they decided not to do that before. I guess that's how they decided to go about it now. It's a bit different now. Check pass if. Hash of password using. Okay. Well, this is how they decided to do their security. Why is there no documentation for this exact? They all take functions take log rounds option. Yeah, okay. I guess it's not that complicated, is it? Okay, well that makes a bit more sense. They split it up essentially into kind of things like that. So echo change set. So let's learn about the change sets and how they've changed. So I know they have a thing, attributes and user. So they now have internal to the application, primarily covered by change input change functions. Change set action delete. Oh, is that how they want you to do it now? Schema list change sets. Fuck. Too much 5me. So you can see I did like get change, which is a get change returns a gets a change or returns a default value, which it would be nil if it's not there. So this could basically, whenever you come in and try and change the user, it tries to see if you tried to change a password. And it says, hey, is the change set password? Is it valid? And its password isn't nil. So basically, if you set it to nil, it means you're not trying to change it whenever you're trying to update your own user account. But they do something here, like if get change, that they just kind of update. Is that what I want to do? Force change set with a given key value. Change is already present. It is overridden with a new value. So basically they have an example here. They say change set equals change post author bar and title foo. And then they have a separate thing which has the changes inside the change set, essentially. So it says you're trying to change the title back to bar. Then you can change the author to bar, and then you can do that. But the thing that they do over here, which is really good, which is, I think it's like a kind of like an embedding of two. Shit. Do you have like a password thing here? Validate confirmation password does not match. Yeah, that's like a requiring of a password here. They do like this kind of. Damn it, where was it? I saw the example before. This might be the new way of doing it that they want you to do it in. Because they've changed this one like this, like that. So you could do something like. This is like embedding it inside. Password encrypted. Oh, right, because I called it password encrypted. Because I think when you do that, it excludes it from being displayed anywhere. Guess not. Authority Ecto. Oh. Maybe I guess that's just what I did. Oh, I think the other point of that... No, you know what? I remember why I did that. It was to separate it. Because you don't want to have the fields... Because you call the box like password on the page. Yeah, there's password virtual. There you go. That's what I did. So it's like it accepted it, but it wasn't actually a integral part of it. I remember now. Password encrypted. Still a good idea to do though. So basically it never saves it is what happens. Like that. So let's go back to, so we'll just call my password. Let's go back to the migration. So you could probably just delete everything that's related to create languages. Oh, we're not gonna need that page. Resources, languages, users. Language view. This would be live video. I don't even know what that is. Is that the model? That's my change set. Accounts. Here's your schema. There's your. I guess the accounts is what actually. I guess the user is just what is like how it goes into database and counts as things you can do to it. I have absolutely no idea why they split it up like this, but I think they're trying to. I think models are too fat in this kind of design pattern, anyways. Unit tests. We'll be running exactly none of those. No, just kidding. Alright, set password. What was the thing it did before? If get change. Oh, I remember I did this because I'm like, if it's not valid, I don't even want to generate a password because it's being kicked back to the user anyways. What's this thing's problem? Why is it green underlined? A key of type password encrypted cannot exist in a map. What? What code are you using? It's Elixir. I'm not too sure as to why it doesn't think this is valid. Huh. Well, we'll just keep trucking with it. We'll see what happens. Alright, so let's run our server. Unload error for bcrypt base returned. Error occurred in loading bcrypt. Make sure you have a C compiler and ERLang 20. If you're not using ERLang 20, I do have ERLang 20. Alright, fine. How do I install this? That's not it. Argon 2. To attacks using GPUs or dedicated hardware. Holy shit. Argon 2? Maybe we should use that. That sounds fun. Yeah, sure. Let's use Argon. I've never used that. I've automatically gone to that. Alright, cool. Let's go to that one. Argon. I mean, even the name itself just sounds badass. Guess Argon doesn't require any kind of weird library. Huh, go figure. So we're gonna do... let's first go into our migrations. We have to call this password encrypted. And we're gonna go here. Guess we can't reset the database until the application stops. Video example language is undefined. Oh, that's because I still have it in seeds. Let's get rid of those guys. Alright, there we go. We inserted our user into our database. Now, the kind of awkward part is that I didn't actually insert our password. Well, of course I can't set a breakpoint here, because it's not actually running. I guess it doesn't go through the change set when you do this. Huh. What are you making? I'm making a video site where you put up short videos. It's basically the ultimate YouTube killer. It's the meme we're going with. Don't let your dreams be memes. Repo insert, yeah. I guess I have to say dot change set. Something like this. I have to remember how alias in Elixir works. Okay, so you do that, and then I can do user. Make this a little bit shorter. Okay, let's see how that works out. I expect a token $sign. Oh, well, this needs to be a percentage. See, syntax error before. I think it's supposed to be a user to change that. It's not actually an object. So let's see here. Errors. Name can't be blank. Validation required. Ooh, there you go. So just cut. It's actually working. So that's what I expected it to do. Which is to throw an error when you're being dumb. Key password encrypted, not found. How's that not found? It's right there. Oh, because the key isn't there. I guess. Oh, because I can't change it because it's not there yet. So I guess I do have to do force change. I guess I thought of this stuff before, but all right, here we go. So there we go. So that's what we expected it to be. So insert into users, email, name, password encrypted, insert at, update at. So it puts in michael@gmail.com, Michael, and then this Argon, this fucking bullshit. So this, by the way, so when I put in password, in case you guys are wondering how this shit works, it's pretty cool. It puts in this string right here, which is the password, and it's just telling it how strong. It's a hash of the password with a salt on it, so kind of like it adds some junk characters to it to make the password stronger. So when someone potentially breaks into your database and stuff like that, then they have a bunch of hash passwords that's fairly difficult to I mean, it's not impossible. It's not ever impossible to decrypt a password, but it becomes a lot harder because every password then becomes unique. And then here's the dates of when it was updated and when it was created. So there we go. And if we now go to localhost 4000/users. Okay, I guess I don't have one yet. Oh, well, it would help if the server was running. So I go to debug. My Coolio page. Oh, it has to be API users. There you go. So there's my thing. And the password actually gets nulled out. Well, no, actually, the password doesn't exist. But you can see that the encrypted password, it actually doesn't show up because it's a reserved thing. So I want to know how to remove this password from the output. We have to either make a reducer or something else. And then we can say users 1. Can I say users Michael? Probably not, no. So Michael, I cannot be cast to ID. But I can say 1. Which is pretty good. Okay. Get one thing. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Just getting some water. I like a fizzy drink maker. I like fizzy drinks. Well, just mostly carbonated water. Alright. I need to exclude the field. There's an ecto thing. I knew encrypted would be something unique. Oh, we gave you UIDs? Shit, let's do that. Because I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't really want an integer ID. Because integer ones are lame. Why does it not actually just support that out of the box? It's really weird. I mean, it mentions it here. Ecto migration. Guess we just have to do that. Schema block. I think you do it here. Just remember there was a way of doing it. Oh, and duplicate column appears twice in primary key constraint. Because I have to tell it not to make one. Row contains null, blah, blah, blah. Come on, where is it? Oh, I guess it has to actually be outside of it. Yeah, no kidding, huh? Oh. Well, the more you know. So this one did email name, da 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 da. Holy shit. that's our ID, guys. Let's go into actually we can just look at Postgres inside here. Actually the D video dev. I'll specify database. DB name, so it's just D, lowercase d. Users. Yep, there's my thing. So that right there, I'll go select ID from users. So there's my ID. So it's like a UUID, which is much better. Because if someone actually dumps, because the thing is, like on a lot of websites, it's so dumb when they have like not UUIDs, because you can tell exactly how many users they have on their site. With this, they actually can't, which makes that for every user. So that's the way to go. And we're gonna want that basically across the board, anyways. So we'll generate short IDs on our videos, I guess. And it's not going to use the UUID to look people up. It's going to use, I guess, their URL, whatever they specify. I haven't quite decided that, how that's going to work. That's an interesting thing with itself. Creating a new project, pass option binary ID to use. Ecto binary ID. Apparently you can pass it somewhere. I don't know where you pass it to. Oh, migration primary key. Oh, hey. Can you really do that? Ecto repos. Config. Where would that be? Oh, here it is. Oh, okay. I kind of understand what it wants me to do. Your config video.repo migration primary key. So, technically speaking, I should be able to just drop this stuff. It should still generate those kinds of keys, which would be really nice to have that globally, because let's see what it does. Oh, I'm using the database? Oh, well, let's quit that. So what's this say? What? To have Postgres generate UUIDs have... Oh, I have to actually... You just gotta say auto-generate true. Which tells Ecto not to generate primary key UIDs because Postgres will do that. I think I want it to. But apparently it doesn't do it anyways. Ecto. About time to look at this. Name equals UUID. It doesn't really tell you much else about how to use it. I just want to auto-generate UUIDs. I guess that's the way to do it, is to have the database do it for you, which is, you know what, honestly, a pretty good idea. I guess we'll just do exactly what it says. Now, the thing is, I think we have to install an extension for that, if I recall. Yeah, there is nothing. Yeah, there it is, actually, right there. New migration here. So this one we need to actually set this to all 0, so it's the first one we run. They have a new version of making UIDs. Yeah, we want version 4, I think. Alright, that should be everything we need. Oh. Okay, good. We didn't do that. Ecto reset. Unexpected token. Alright. Oh, too many commas. In fact, I don't even know why. I think I copied the entire command. Cannot load blah 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 as a type ID type for field ID. Really? Why not? Oh, because it's not a binary type, I guess. I think I have to set it to something else. I think it has to. No, that is actually. Let me try putting it to UUID. Huh. gonna put this onto their own line so I can actually read it. All this for frickin' making my keys always be UUIDs. I'm spending hours of time so I could say seconds later. Config. I should really see how it's actually loading it in though. So ID is UUID, not null. UID generate for what? How is it not valid? I don't understand. I actually shouldn't be getting that error at all. I set it to auto generate false, right? Yeah. What? Like how I search for this, and the first search result doesn't even have the word I want. Laravel, yeah, no. Oh, not echo. Actually, am I supposed to do app? No, because it's... My app isn't called app. I do enjoy how worthless that documentation is. Alright, well, let me just try putting this in. Let's see what it does. So at this point, like, I'm gonna see if that just... I want one thing, which is UUIDs. Apparently that's a very difficult thing to ask for. Apparently you can't do it automatically. Primary key, wait, what? Primary key must be false or name op type ops. Okay, well, let's see if that does it. Alright, well that did it. That took an incredibly long amount of time. And then if I load up our database. There's our UID. Holy shit, why does it fucking take that long to do that? Not intuitive in the slightest, thank you. Alright. So, now we can get on to trying to load our user up with React Context. Holy shit. This feeling when you literally close 1 billion tabs. Not Ecto. React Context. So I was looking at this the other day. So how does it want me? What's the best way to add it to the page? Because I'd assume that we'd want a page controller to load up the user, and then we'd pass it down into something else. So I wonder what the React way of doing that is. Because there's no reason for it to do an API call for that. It can just... I know what the user is. Well, they'll have a cookie and some other shit, but it's besides the point. You have this stuff which is like theme context. Subscribes to context changes. Because context uses reference identity to determine what to re-render. For example, the code below will re-render all consumers every time a provider re-renders because the new object is always created for our value. Forwarding refs. Forward ref. This requires a lot of reading, apparently. These are advanced guides. Oh, we already know all this stuff. Strict mode. Yeah, code splitting is going to be a pretty important part of this entire thing. Mostly this stuff. I don't think we need to use it quite yet, though. Say React user context example. Maybe we'll find something good for that. So I'm guessing if I preload component data, component will mount. Just trying to think about how to do that. Look at this guy. He's bald. That's how you know. He's been through a lot of debugging. I just want to preload data. Preload context. See, this is what I mean. I keep getting this, but React preload, no. You gotta look up the Redux way of doing it. Redux preload data onto page. It's the exact same thing I found before. There is a way of doing it. I just want to know what, like, okay, I know what I want to do, right? So what I want to do to preload the data is I basically kind of go into probably index, or no, probably application here. So as a part of this, I have the user. So you go like script. You don't even need to type JavaScript anymore these days. You go script like I don't know, like const blah equals f. So you could do shit like that, and then from one of the other places, I can root maybe do console log blah. The thing is that it doesn't exist here, but it actually should be available. Actually, no, it's not even available. Blah is not defined. Even though it's right here. Maybe preload JSON. See, I don't need external data because you can fetch it through like so many ways. I know how to do that. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is a pretty good idea. Really? I don't know about... Oh, you can put it in the window scope too. Okay, this is actually a pretty good way of doing it. I like this guy. Hi, Drew Clayman. How you doing? Is this your first time using React? It actually isn't, but this is my first time using the TypeScript version of React, first off. And second off, it's my first time actually setting up a React structure to begin with. All the applications I've probably worked with React for about 6 months or something. So I get the basics. This is my first time setting it up, especially in a environment such as this, which is on my own. So I've seen exclamation job about. Yeah, sorry, I don't have any commands. I can tell you. This is an Elixir app, but for job, I write on a Node stack currently, but not really a Node developer. I would say more day by day. I do a lot more Ruby and I don't know, a little bit of React obviously, but more Postgres stuff because their stack heavily relies upon procedures and other fun database stuff. So I would say it's about like 40% Node stuff and 20% JavaScript and 10% Postgres and 10%. I don't know. It's split between so much. So I like some of these guys' plans. These are really good. So do I need to? I probably need to encode it on the pages JSON. But I haven't wrote Elixir for about I don't know, a couple of years. I kind of got into it when I was in like 2.0. So not 2.0. 1.1 I think. No, not that much. Yeah, it was a long time ago. A very long time ago. JSON.encode. So let's see here. So we're trying to right now, we're just writing a small kind of application. I don't even need to do closing div tag, I can just go like that. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go, as a part of the assigns, in, it's like page controller. We can do user, we do, I don't think I can actually do user. I think I have to alias it. So I think it's like, what's the controller called? Actually, wait. The user controller will tell you. Yeah, they alias it in the front, just like I thought. So accounts.getUser. What does accounts have? They do some pretty crazy stuff here. Oh, it's accounts get user one. Oh, I see how they split it up. Okay. So, and then if I say here, on this index JSON encode, what is it? Assigns.user. Does that actually just work? I'm not seeing it reload, so I am cautiously pessimistic. Video web is not loaded, cannot be found. What do you mean he can't be found? Do I have to alias it there? Well, there's definitely something else wrong somewhere. What if I just put it back exactly the way it was? Yeah, no, there's something else wrong somewhere else. Let's just pretend it's this. Maybe I just need to restart the stack. Where cannot be cast into binary type? Oh, right, because I don't have we don't do things that way. I forgot about that. Well, get my user by something else. I completely forgot that we removed integer IDs. I spent a good 30 minutes doing that, and then now I forgot I did it. Oh, not Google. It's just, why does it want to go here? Oh, get queryable. Let's see. Get user 42. So I can't just say get by something else, huh? Oh, I can do that. Oh, you can do get by. Well, for the time being, yeah, this is, as I said, this is a lot of effort for something I'm still working on. So let's just grab my ID right here. Alright. I think we can't make it a string though. What's the deal with this? Data user nothing. Can I actually do this? Oh. What kind of error is this? I like how it expects me to restart it every time. Oh, there you go. Even fetched my password encrypted. I think I have to say equals. Dude, this is so... Why does it do this? This is annoying for... There we go. Does encoder protocol must be specifically implemented. Holy moly. Actually, can't I say assigns.user.toJSON? Okay, you know what? This is really annoying that it does this every time. Whatever, fine, I'll do what it says. Like, I don't want that every single time when I friggin' like do anything. I make a mistake and I have to restart the stack. Doesn't make any sense. I don't think they use Poison anymore. Poison was the old library. Guess I do that. Okay, why is it? It did it again. I don't understand why it does that every time. Why? What did I change on this file? Restore that to the way it was. Look for what I changed potentially. So that's fine. So I did not substantially change anything. Oh, it also could be a problem. So I most certainly didn't change that file, but every time it complains. It might be just the fact that I'm changing that one file and it's just like, I hate you. It's really, I shouldn't need to do this. When I have a bug, I should be able to... Protocol JSON encoder not implemented for... Go convert to JSON. It's not exactly what I was looking for. I think I have to convert to struct. I'm not sure how to change a data type to something you can do. Or no. No, let's convert to map. Map.from struct. Guess I do that. Let's try it out. Again, like, oh my god, dude, this is gonna annoy the hell out of me if it keeps doing this on every single page. It's supposed to be very pleasant to work with. Cannot encode data metadata from the meta field for user account to JSON. So model to model to map. Why is it so hard to convert things to a map? You know, I'm gonna look at the actual Ecto documentation. Load. It seems far more complicated than it should be. What the hell? See, these are fine with it. Coding on Elixir model to JSON. Oh, that's dumb. I don't want to do that. Sanitize map. If you need to encode some struct that does not implement the protocol, if you own the struct, you can derive implementation by specifying which fields should be encoded to JSON. What? That's pretty good. I think that's what I want. Although this is not a struct. Oh god. Polymorphism with protocols in Elixir. think I want def struct and like what? Email, name. That's it. I think that's what you want to do. Oh, no kidding. It can't be found, huh? Fucking stupid. Yeah, I'm just kind of... Wait, what's this going on? Undefined function def struct. Really? Yeah, go up here. I don't want that though. It's totally not what I want, so. I'm just curious, is this gonna happen every time I have an error? So let's say I go into like router, I make a mistake. Okay, I reload. Wow, this really is something that happens every time. What did I do? What the fuck? Is this like the least resilient? Like, I did something differently? I expected token end. Yeah, there you go. That's what I expected it to be. It's something to do with the launch config here. Oh, it must be their debugging stuff. Oh well, because I won't really use that much. Because that was gonna piss me off every time I work with it, and then I have to do that. Basically, fuck that noise. Okay, so back to what we were doing before. Let's go back to just look up, let's see here. So we go schema, so we say ecto struct to JSON. Def module, so we say schema meta fields to storable map. So you have to filter the keys. Well, that's fine. We could do something like that. I mean, do we really want it to be like... I don't know. I have to look at what the Elixir wants for... That's all his stuff. So what we're gonna say, map from struct. This page controller. Fuck. And the interesting thing is there's absolutely no autocomplete either for this guy, so. He's undefined or private. That's accounts.user. Map.from struct 1. Yeah, there's my struct. But that's fine. Should be fine. Why is that not fine? I have to see if there's like some autocomplete stuff for this, because this is like completely worthless. Apparently this has autocomplete. I get the distinct feeling this doesn't quite work the way it's advertised. Suggestions are accepted by using tab instead of enter. See below. Absolutely worthless. No function clause. It made a map here. What? What? All right. What? Do I just... How is no function clause matching in map.from struct? How's that possible? Called with one arguments. Also, the storable map is totally spelled wrong. Oh, this is the one. Oh. Oh, that was confusing. I didn't look at what page it was actually complaining on. Well, it escaped all of this. You know, I had a page open with what I was trying to do here before. React set. Load JSON. So I had a pretty cool way of doing it. I opened it before and I forgot where it was. Good thing I'm streaming, I can just go back. Spent all that time trying to get a JSON thing to parse for that. There's the bald guy again. Wait, this guy. I love looking at fellow developers. They are my people. Display JSON using. Well, I know it had like React app in there. Fuck. The guy had a really good solution. I don't know where it is now. What was it? You could tell when I was like going through all this stuff. Compilation error. React user context example. Ah, here we go. Close. It's all the same stuff I've already done, though. I know what his answer looked like, and I liked it a lot. Oh, here we go. No, that wasn't it. He had a pretty good way of doing it. Oh, I see. It's going... Whenever I open one of these, it goes to the bottom. Man, I actually really like that guy's solution. I closed it because I've been closing all my tabs this entire time. Just goes to show you never know when you're going to need them. This is probably a good way of doing it. You know, I'm just gonna put it into JSON array. It doesn't make any sense for me to do it like this. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, it's just such an unnecessary thing.
Yes.
But why is it doing this? I think it's the automatic, Mixer escape HTML. The fuck is this shit? Elixir mystery?
I told them all about you.
Elixir, do not escape HTML. There's a thing that you're supposed to do. It might be like the... No, that's not outputting it. HTML.raw. Oh, HTML safe. Oh, you just put raw, huh? Would be that simple, huh? Okay, that's pretty good right here. So, I mean, we kind of want to strip most of that, but yeah. I mean, actually, we're probably gonna do that right now. Whoa. Map take and tuple to list. Here's a new map with all key value pairs and map where key is in keys. That's pretty good. Should wait. So we'll do like schema. Should we call it like default fields? Just like say to map. And what it will do, it will take email and name. And we realistically don't need anything else. Syntax error. Oh, because I didn't put a comma. We did that. We say to map. Nice. Enumerable not implemented for nil. Oh, I must have misspelled it. Yeah, I did. There you go. User, email, name. We probably actually want ID. It's okay if they know what their own ID is. There you go. Okay. Window initial state. So there we go. We got it. Now we go to our app controller, or whatever. Or a root. I guess we actually sort of already have it here. I mean, initial state doesn't exist on window. How do you know it's on window? Why is React so strict? Why does it know this? It shouldn't know that. Wow, it really doesn't know that. Well, back to the drawing board. I guess that's really what I want. Just pass your data when mounted to the component like so. Can't access window. So here's the weird thing. If I go to here, console log that. See, look, object right there. It's there. Oh, I think it has to be declared before. Oh, there we go. Oh, that'll do it. Yeah, because the app.js needed to be below it. Also, I'm pretty sure I can't do this. Yeah, I knew it. I know single quotes mean something else. Alright, so now we have our user object. It's still complaining it does not exist on window. Should not know that. Hmm. It's pretty much the bug I'm having. I like do like test equals that. Oh yeah, that totally works. No kidding, huh? You don't have to have it as a part of window. You just have initial state. So I can do things like this. And it still works. I just have to have a way of this interface. Oh. No, I guess that's not how you do it. I've never really done much with TypeScript, so you guys got to forgive me. Variable initial state has implicitly an any type. Go like object. Like this? That's what I assume they want. Yeah, apparently that's what they want. I actually want to know what that is. TypeScript is fucking crazy. Declaration spaces. It's like nothing about this. Well, you know, it works for me. Just kind of wish I knew more about why that worked that way. What they expected you to do. So you can also set it to any. Oh yeah, you can do that, huh? So I just don't care what's coming in. There's our user object. Awesome. Okay. We're done with that one. Now we do something like user context of provider. So the provider pattern. How would I set it though? I don't think I want to do initial state user. I think what I want to do is yeah, we're not doing Redux. So we do create context, app context provider, value this state. Something like this. We're gonna call it user context. Oh, app provider, user provider. Am I allowed to have two classes part of the same thing? So, with respect to how our application works, say we go to the counter page. Where does this exist into? Context consumer, context provider, context consumer, switch. Apparently at some point we had most of this. I'm pretty sure I didn't set this up though. Something that this application just set up for us. Maybe we want something like that. All right, so let's go. So how do we display it on the page? App context consumer. So can I do that? Where's my counter page? This is kind of the more weirder part about how to use your data into here. This is what Redux was actually really good at. But we'll see. I'm open to new things. So let's have it just below counter. Create context. We need to get user. You mean it has no default? Oh, it has no default export. So weird. So, my context from app. If you want to get more power of context, this is just combining high order components. Yeah, I thought I was exporting it. Has no default export. Oh, export default app. That's what we're supposed to put at the bottom there. Oh, so and we also want it from root anyways. I guess that the export should actually happen here anyways. Actually, no, we don't want to use it for that. Consumer does not exist on root. I mean, it doesn't exist. Provider consumer. Oh, you have to. Make both? Well, no, it shouldn't need to. It should be there. It's part of user context. It's fucking confusing. Yeah, so app context is create context. I create it here. Then as a part of, and I'm exporting it, it should be available here, but it's not. React is probably the hardest thing about this, but it's just how stuff kind of works. What time is it? Fuck, I took almost 11. App provider extends component. This is stupid. I don't want to do all that. Why isn't it easier than this? Why is it so fucking convoluted? You gotta go through so many hoops. I'm mad. What the hell? Export Honesty user context. Class user provider. So that makes the provider. We add the provider to our thing. And over here, it's supposed to be user context consumer. It imports user consumer context from root. User context is right here. What the fuck is this object? There's a provider. The hell is it on about? It's right there. This thing's the fucking worst. Did I like... I must have misspelled it somehow. No, I didn't. It's undefined, that's why. Why can't I import it like that? Oh, I think I needed to do it like this. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. God damn it. I think I'm an idiot. Email. Oh my god. Oh. Alright. So, in case anyone's curious on why that works the way it does, holy shit, I'm moving my shit around. So the way it works the way it does is because root is actually exporting multiple things. It's exporting its own class. And it's also exporting my user provider and user context. Therefore, yeah, that's why it wasn't working, because I wasn't getting the. I had to unwrap it as an object. Property email does not exist on type that. Fuck, really? Therefore yawn. Sorry. It's getting late, man. It's like 11 o'clock. But this is a good way of getting our users. So this comes from, so just to give you the importance of this, of what we accomplished today. So A, we set up our first user. B, we've also set up our context store for it. So the reason why this is good is because on any page, I can grab the user's email kind of a thing. But the thing is, though, how can I... The thing that I'm wondering about is how would you programmatically get it? Just add to the state or something? I don't know what they expect from you. Because you go import theme context and themes from theme context. And there's no themes here in theme context.js. On click toggle theme. Where's toggle theme as well? Holy shit, though. Oh, I think it's passes a... It's passing the on-click. At this.toggle theme. Oh my god. Yeah, it's right here. It's a fucking disaster. I mean, I kind of have it down. So state.theme, themes.dark. Where's themes come from? This is not confusing in the slightest. Like, holy moly. I just want to know where themes comes from. How do they oh, they have it, I guess, already up here, and then they change it later. Those are the available ones. That is incredibly confusing. I don't really have to know how to write to it until later. Hey, Azariah. Yeah, I'm about to go to bed. Rip, I know. But the thing is, we got our emails showing on our page, which is pretty good because it comes from the database, which in turn comes from here. It goes into the context store onto the page. We did that, and then we did some other stuff. I don't even remember what we did. It's all a blur now. Let me look at my changed files. There you go. It's all my changed files. Oh yeah, we changed our IDs to UUIDs because that's important. And then we outputted stuff as JSON. Wait, get status. That's fine. Get. So once again, we're making progress. This is more of like a learning experience for me, to be honest. Here's another commit. Is there like a neat graph here? Graph, here we go. Oh shit. I mean, commit to master like a boss. This is not even a graph. Well, it sort of is a graph. Charts, here we go. Oh shit, look at this. 64% Elixir, 17, well, basically 18% CSS, 11% TypeScript, 5.5% JavaScript, 0.87% HTML. There's our project so far. Yeah, progress is made. We'll keep at it. I still like the idea. It's pretty cool, and I'm learning a lot here. Because once we get all this stuff going, then the pages are going to start coming up pretty fast, so it'll be pretty good. You'll see. Right now, it's just too much of the technical, like, back-end kind of garbage, so we'll get there eventually. So, anyways, I'm going to peace out, guys. I'm tired. So, good night, guys.